So this project is Lilydale High School, Zoology and Administration. It's effectively the first stage of a three-stage master plan that we've delivered for the school. And our master plan really, this is the high school, so Lilydale, probably known to most of you, the old Lilydale Toppings, the quarry is just here. Central Lilydale's here, there's a big level crossing removal going on here, Maroondah Highway comes through here. This is the school, and our site is really this area around here, a sort of shanty town of relocatables, as often as the school, positioned right next to the main entrance. And our master plan identified renewal along this edge, and so stage one is here, and also eventually re-establishing the north-south link through the school. That, of course, then involves demolishing a building, the existing administration building, so hence a new administration building and a new zoology building. Because with these portables here, 2.5 of them in the areas, the school has quite a substantial reptile collection. The state's leading collection of snakes, frogs, etc., monitors. So the school's quite unusual in that regard. This was their existing facility, which was so not fit for purpose, it was sort of hilarious. Hitting your head, portables full of snakes, power boards hovering over water bodies. It was just almost like a video of just disasters. It had actually already burnt down once and was reconstructed exactly as it was. An outdoor area for snakes as well. So that was really the brief. So the project took place in this part of the school, and then this is the current, the now built works. So zoology building, admin building. There's also a locker shed that we put onto the site as well. The two buildings are quite different to each other, in fact deliberately so. The zoology building is a brick building, sort of trying to be a parapet building within the VSBA requirement that you can't do box gutters. So there's a sort of diagonally raking roof that gets picked up on eaves gutter here, so it's kind of interesting transition from kind of parapet to eave. So it's trying to have some scale and some mass and be kind of Roman. And then the administration building is a far more low-slung metal building facing the oval, a bit like a kind of sports pavilion. This was the sort of design idea for the zoology building. The school had some professional photographs taken of its collection a few years ago. It's where we're saying that the snakes and reptiles are actually an active learning part of the school's way that approaches learning. So we took one of these, and now what's a well-established technique, almost a heritage technique, 25 years old in Melbourne, of pixelating images, wrapping it around the facade to both kind of connect the building to its content, but also to give it a strong presence in the landscape. So this is their view from the south side of the school. This is where buses pull up and the like. And this is under construction. You get a good sense of the two buildings and their difference here. The zoology here, traditionally constructed brick arch, hit and miss brickwork, and then the far more metal cantilevering roof. It's a reception building. This is the end product. And you actually have the zoology building first, and then you sort of discover the reception building with some good signage. It's sort of clear where you need to go. The zoology building is on the south side, and the reception building far more northern orientated shading, etc. This is the arch, and there's a space where the facade peels away from the building envelope here, creates a little garden in there, a little entry vestibule. And then inside, now these photos are not showing it all fitted out with tanks and the like. That's currently happening, so that might be ready soon. And really what we have here is a kind of ambiguous spatial condition that's assembled together from different bits of Form 15 entitlement for those who've been in the VSBA downward spiral of the Form 15. And really a collection of teaching spaces, library space, circulation spaces, all merged together. We were asked to design a zoology facility. There is no entitlement for a school to have a zoology facility. So on the surface of it, this building shouldn't exist. We've got one sort of major room here, which is the tropical room. There was an idea about having different climatic conditions in the building. This came out through engagement with the school, who've got an in-house reptile expert and an external consultant. This is really the state's leading school reptile facility now. And we can see here, just coming into shot here, these are the interiors. Brick inside as well, very robust. A ripple tone ceiling. The environments in these buildings get wet. It's not built like that. It rots based on the ones we went and had a look at. A crocodile will go into this building, into this area here. It's a fully functioning croc tank. The school now has two, just acquiring a second crocodile. So they'll go in there. So we now have a rather unusual and potentially useless expertise in crocodile tanks. This is a section through the sports oval here. So this is the administration building, the crocodile tank through there on the street out there. And then this is the landscape interface here. Simone Bliss was landscape architect. And we were able to track down the original monitor, which has been pixelated. So this is photographed in the external area. So substantial external areas. This is an external area for reptiles. And this is immediately adjacent to and strongly connected to an area for, 2 minutes? Thanks. This is immediately connected to an area for students, a new playground area. And our landscape architect, she was very keen to get the snakes and the students as close together as possible. And the school was into that. So here we can see that condition I was talking about before, sort of changing from a parapet building to an eave building. And there's the back of the administration building. So the zoology building is far more solid and the administration building far more open. This is how it opens onto the oval. Some step edges here. This is the reception. There's a sort of staff workroom through there. And then this is the view back from the new school reception back to zoology. And you can see that the pair, there's a kind of master and slave relationship between the two, deliberately. And this is one of the windows that allows light into the interior. I think that's it.